Well, hey everyone. I just thought I'd come out and give you an update on what I'm seeing on the way to the Raptor, which is imminent. Oh my goodness. Can you really believe it? Record lows definitely today for Texas, and yesterday was like unbelievable. Trying to keep warm was like, no way. But no pipes were broken and no power lost because power is in the name of Jesus. All right, well, I did want to come out and share a couple of things actually. As we know, Hamas has released four, and they're the unalive ones, and three of them were the mother and the two children that had been all over the news and magazines and everything as she got carried away on a motorcycle. I don't know. Let your ears listen, okay? Um, and then the little boy is a redhead. Well, I've been thinking about this for a couple of days, and for some strange reason, that reminds me of the red heifer. And no, it's not a cow, but it's still, or a heifer, or whatever, but it's red hair. So I noticed that also they're saying that Satan is known to have red hair, as well as Esau and a few others biblically. And red-headed people are very rare in Israel, and they're like held in prestigious uh, form. I thought that was really bizarre as well. All right, so then I'm like, okay, that's really cry, Lord. It's like I'm trying to stay away from this war stuff because it gets a little overwhelming, doesn't it? All right, well, knowing that they were released, and there's four, and then we see that now they're making deals to do six more alive ones, supposedly, on Saturday. It's like they're drawing and dragging this out, right? All right, well, that's okay. Don't be worried, all right? Because Bible prophecy will happen no matter what. Nothing's going to stop it. I'm just really shocked at, the yesterday it was negative 16 degrees and it was snowing. Are you kidding? So I posted something in the neighborhood app, and everybody just laughed at me and mocked at me and saying that it was normal to snow at that degree. No, I guess they missed science class. Which, if other case, okay, that's all right. It just showed me that there are so many people that are asleep and will believe everything that they say and believe everything that they see. All right, they don't even see that it's not normal anymore because they're programmed, reprobate minds. All right, so then let me share that I was sitting here on the couch with the fur kids, of course, trying to keep warm, and I fell asleep. Oh my goodness, again, let's do the dream thing. Oh my goodness, this was crazy, y'all. I had another dream, and I had another dream about the handbags and the phone. All right, well, that was crazy enough already, right? All right, so I remembered walking into this big building, and there seemed to be many rooms and a lot of people gathering around. And they were just all standing there and kind of like chatting and had like a cup in their hand and I guess refreshments, I could want to say. And I was taken to a room where there was like beds, and there was a bunk bed that I had picked and put my purse and my phone on top of this bunk bed. Okay, I don't know what that was all about. But anyways, either case, I walked out and I wanted to mingle with the others, but yet it was like, I just didn't have that mingling kind of feeling. It was like nobody really noticed me or had anything to say. Again, maybe relating back to the fact that the neighborhood app and all the people that were asleep, I don't know. But that didn't happen till later after the dream, actually, that I saw that and all those responses. All right, so then I remember seeing this, you know how I am with animals, right? They come up to me all the time. Now, I've already talked about the redhead, right? And there was this, like, I guess it was, looked like a reddish brown, either a dachshund or I want to say an Irish setter. It was a small one, though, and it was like coming upstairs into whatever room I was in. And as I bent down to call it, I don't remember, or it did not approach me. It was like a warning kind of thing. So I just got back up and started trying to talk to people who, well, I did not feel like I was like associated with any of them actually. Um, so then I remembered, I'm like, okay, I gotta take a breather here. I went outside. When I went outside, I saw these beautiful rolling hills and these trees and these flowers. And everything was beautiful. It was like a stone building that I was in, is what I noticed, along with walking paths and flowers. And then I noticed that the sun was shining so brightly. I looked up in the sun, and when I did, it was like I was blinded. I couldn't see, all right? I could not see. So I'm like, okay, I got to get back in and find some help. Well, I went, walked back into the building. I felt my way in with my hand. And thank God I didn't trip in the dream, right? So, joke. All right, so when I walked in, it was like nobody seemed to be able to help me. Okay, well, they're thinking, do this, do that, do this, do that, and nothing was working. So again, I made my way thinking, all right, well, I need to call 911 here and find out what's going on, because at the same time, my head was exploding. I felt like, oh my goodness, I had the worst headache. At the same time, I could barely see at that point. I seemed to have vision coming back to me, but not clear. So I'm like, I need to call 911. And I picked up the phone on the bag, and I walked out of the room. I didn't call 911 right away because, I don't know, people were, again, socializing and stuff like this, and people were asking me if I was okay, and I could see at that point. So I remember placing my phone, and I do believe it was my handbag again, against the wall. There were people standing there, so I felt like, it was kind of a trusting place, or I would not have left my phone or handbag right there in the open. And I started to mingle again. Okay, well, again, that little reddish brown dog approached me, or was going to approach me. Um, if anybody gets anything out of this, please feel free to leave a comment, because it gets really suspicious at this point. Um, so again, this dog just kind of looked at me and turned around and walked away, which is totally unusual. You know that I got squirrels banging on the door right now looking for nuts, right? They're nuts, thinking I'm going to do this. Oh, okay, so as I'm doing this, again, it was like needed to find my phone. There were people standing there against the wall where the phone and the handbag was placed. And I looked down, and it was gone. They were gone. And I'm like, I looked at the people that were standing there, and I'm like, well, where did my phone and my handbag go? And everybody's like, oh, I don't know. I've been standing here the whole time, and I didn't see anybody take it. And I'm like, well, that was really crazy. All right, well, where did it go? So I started looking around and going into the other rooms and asking people if they had seen it. And of course, I thought I was crazy, and nobody had seen my handbag or my phone. Again. All right, so honest to goodness, y'all, I woke up, and when I woke up, I was shaking all over. I was like literally shaking. I'm trying to put the pieces together in my brain, first of all. Um, okay, no, wrong answer. What the heck was I was seeing? Because I remembered everything again. It's not usual that you just remember everything. All right, so I remembered every detail, the bunk bed. I could even tell you what color the frame was. Uh, I didn't see any girls there either. It seemed to be all men for some reason, or those are the ones that I ran into. And that dog. The dog was like a focal point as far as being the reddish brown, and then going to approach me, and then going to approach me, but turning around. It was like, it wasn't afraid of me. It just was like, I don't know what it was doing, but I don't know. I kind of think like, it was evil. And when it saw the light of Jesus in me, it just had to flee in Jesus' name. And here I am looking for my phone. So I start praying. And I'm praying to the Lord. I'm like, okay, Lord, this is the second time I've had this dream. And the first time we know that the outcome was about the purses and the things in the sky being called designer bag names, all right? Because that was the designer bag. But then again, the phone, right? Taking pictures the first time. And now I needed the phone to call 911 for help because I needed help. Well, then the Lord kept saying communication, communication. And I'm like, what? Well, I start looking things up. And sure enough, we have this planetary alignment again coming up. I think it's on the 25th of February. And Mars joins the parade of planets. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. That's amazing. Mars is the war planet, and it's red. Then I'm seeing a few other things afterwards, but the whole point was about communication, whether it was personal in my life and not being able to communicate with people, which I've mentioned several times actually, but also could communications be off as well? That we're not getting any because we're not, as far as what I saw yesterday, I saw Benjamin Netanyahu earlier yesterday morning say that they're not going to tell everything, of course, and communicate with everyone about what they're going to do. I'm like, okay, well, that struck a bell, and that kind of came to mind right after that when he said that they weren't going to say it and leak out the communication that they're having because they were dropped off a lot of bombs and things like this yesterday, and what their plan is, is just not revealed yet. And I've mentioned that we're not getting full communication from Israel anyways, and that it's delayed. And knowing that the 4 hostages that were unalived were released yesterday, knowing 3 of them was the mother and the 2 children, and that they're supposed to release 6 more on Saturday, but they're postponing it and trying to drag it out and wanting control and just playing a game right now. But God don't play, okay? God's not playing, y'all. I truly believe, maybe in my heart of hearts, please interject, leave me a comment, what your thoughts are, and or even if I said this right, because I also was warned that people were going to misunderstand me, and that, we've already been through that. We know the scriptures. 1 Timothy 3 talks about the perilous days that we are in. Luke 21, weather chaos is everywhere. Snowing in Jerusalem. I left a beautiful video of the old city by Oriel yesterday in the community. Oh, just being able to walk through the old city of Jerusalem was amazing, knowing that it's going to be, it's going to be no more because God's going to make a new heaven and a new earth, right? Really soon. So I just wanted to share that because, wow, that's the second time that I've had the phone dream and handbag. I think they all connect. I don't know. Please tell me your opinion in the comment section below. As I say, wow, peace out. That is for sure. This is Debbie from Texas saying, Maranatha, keep looking up because Jesus is coming.